Chapter 16. There was a slow but discernible sound of a click from the other side of the room, followed by a hollow knock, echoing from the empty steel door. A condensed but squeaky and loud voice called, "Housekeeping!" No answer. The squeaky and loud voice called again, "Housekeeping!" Oi! Julie rolled over on the rumpled bedding and tried to make out the numbers on the digital clock radio. She thought it said 10:16. The laptop was still perched at the edge of the bed with the handwritten note resting atop. Her overstuffed suitcase sat lopsided next to the bed. The window on the other side of the room remained open, a soft breeze lightly blowing the curtains. There was a third knock. "Housekeeping!" "You can come in." Julie slowly sat up in the bed at the Intercontinental Hotel in Miami and stretched her arms. She swung her legs around and placed them firmly on the floor. Short of a hangover headache, she was feeling energized. She jumped up and nearly trotted to the bathroom. The maid came in and rushed around, straightening the bed, complete with fresh mints, checked the honor bar and replenished it, closed the window and fussed with the drapes. "Fresh towels, missus?" "No, thanks, I'm fine." Julie looked at herself in the mirror, and she saw a different person. She smiled. For the first time in a long time, she liked the person looking back at her. She brushed her blonde bob every which way until she was pleased with the way it sat on her head. "Gee, I hope Morty likes it. If not, it'll grow out and I can always dye it back." The housekeeper was gone by the time Julie emerged from the bathroom. Julie scurried back out to her suitcase to find whatever was the least rumpled and threw it on. Half put together, Julie left the room and headed for the elevator. When the elevator doors closed behind her, she could hardly stand still. Julie began to hum. She wasn't sure she even knew the melody, but it was a catchy tune. The doors opened into a bustling lobby. It was Friday, and the front desk was humming with people checking out and checking in. Julie waited her turn, and when she got to the front of the line, she asked the young lady behind the desk, "Could you please tell me in what room is Rachel Goldstein staying?" "Just a moment, let me check that for you." The clerk typed a few strokes on her computer. "I can't seem to find anyone by that name. Could it be under another name?" "I don't think so. What about Beth Stein or Elizabeth Stein?" Julie asked. Again, the clerk typed and searched, but nothing came up. Julie asked her about the other two girls and then waited. Still no success. Could they have checked out this morning, maybe? Is there a way to check that? Julie was starting to feel extremely uncomfortable. "I'm not showing anyone with any of those four names were even registered here at all this week, ma'am. I'm sorry. May I help you with something else?" Julie was frozen. "Ma'am, is there anything else?" No? Yes. Please check to see if I'm up to date." As has become her habit, she showed her room key as identification. "You're paid through tomorrow, and there's a credit still on your incidental account." Julie turned away from the counter without acknowledging the clerk. Her eyes darted around the lobby. She started walking toward the back of the lobby to the hallway that led to the pool. She walked out to the pool area, frantically trying to spot at least one of the four women who had changed the course of her life. There was no one there. She ran back into the lobby and over to the bar. She investigated the back of the restaurant to find the table where they sat last night. There was no round table there. Julie was in full panic mode. She ran back to the elevator bank and frantically pushed the up button. She paced back and forth in front of both elevators, waiting for one to open, nearly knocking other hotel guests over. When the door finally opened, four women noisily engaged in conversation exited the elevator. No Rachel, no Linda, no Debbie, no Beth. Julie rushed into the elevator and pushed the 11 button 3 times, as if trying to speed the process. She nearly forced the doors open and bolted from the elevator when it reached the 11th floor. The door of her room flew open and she lunged for the desk. She desperately dialed the phone. "Morty, it's me. I need help."